All right, let's move on and talk about Vijay. It's been all of the buzz this weekend with his successful visit to Malaysia for his audio release. But there's another aspect that's drawing widespread attention, and that is Sri Lankan MP Namal Rajapaksa extending his wishes to Vijay came as a complete surprise, and many raised eyebrows over what this actually means. Remember, Vijay's final film, Jananayakan, is set to release soon, and the message from an international political figure, where he's essentially endorsing Vijay's film, has sparked intense discussion among fans and on social media. Sri Lanka, of course, has traditionally been an extremely sensitive political subject in Tamil Nadu, and several Tamil Nadu leaders have repeatedly questioned Sri Lanka on issues ranging from fishermen's rights to territorial concerns, LTT being one of those. And this praise comes just when, we're a few months away from Tamil Nadu elections. And so there will be questions about whether this also means a setback for Vijay. I want you to listen in to exactly what the TVK chief had actually said on the Sri Lankan government on Kachativu a few months ago.
Mr. Prime Minister அவர்களே நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டு மீனவர்கள் கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு 800 பேருக்கு மேல இலங்கை கடற்படையால தாக்கி அழிக்கப்பட்டிருக்காங்க. அதை கண்டிக்கிறதுக்காக உங்களை பெருசா எதுவும் செய்ய சொல்லல, சின்னதா ஒண்ணே ஒண்ணு மட்டும் செஞ்சு கொடுங்க. இனிமேலாச்சும் எங்களுடைய மீனவர்கள் பாதுகாப்பா இருக்கிறதுக்காக இந்த கச்சத்தீவை இலங்கை கிட்ட இருந்து மீட்டு கொடுத்துருங்க, அது போதும்.
Okay, let me open this up to kind of understand what this actually means. Shekhar, Iyer, senior journalist, is with us on this broadcast. We have Dr. Sandeep Shastri, political analyst, and Ramakrishnan Rajagopal, who is a BJP leader, but joining us this evening in the capacity of a retired IAS, former Home Secretary in Jayalalitha's government from 2011 to 2013. Good evening. Vanakkam, gentlemen. Thank you all very much for your time. Mr. Rajagopal, you're the expert in the room, so I'd like to begin with you on whether we've ever seen anything like this, this kind of an endorsement for a politician in Tamil Nadu from a Lankan politician.
Well, maybe it's the first time. It was always there for MGR, but that was at a different time when we were actually supporting the Tamils in Sri Lanka. But now I think any praise from the Sri Lankan side for Vijay is going to be a liability for Vijay, because the Tamils are definitely agonized about the way the atrocities were committed on the Sri Lankan Tamils in 2009, and I don't think this is going to help Vijay at all. See, Jayalalitha took a very clear stand against the Sri Lankan government's actions of 2009 when she came to power in 2011. She maybe had taken a different stand in 2009, but when she came to power in 2011, she decided that she will take the side of the Tamils of Sri Lanka entirely.
Yep.
And I thought that was a pragmatic step, because as the chief minister, she couldn't have taken a different stand. The atrocities had been committed, and the atrocities were gruesome. And as the chief minister of Tamil Nadu, she had to speak up for the Tamils. It proved to be wise politically also, because she won the 2014 Lok Sabha election hands down. The first time when the ADMK stood as a single party and won the elections without any support whatsoever. And she won 37 out of the 39 seats. So I think, politically speaking, what Jayalalitha did was the right one to do. And I can tell you that I was the architect of this policy at that time when I was with her, because we discussed this quite a lot, and we took a clear stand against Rajapakse. Now, Rajapakse's son praising Vijay is not going to help Vijay at all.
You make a very, very important point there, sir. Dr. Sandeep Shastri, what do you make of this post? It came as a complete surprise. I think many people were completely taken aback that you had a Namal Rajapaksa putting out this kind of a comment. Do you think that this was just a fanboy moment, or is there a lot more than what meets the eye here?
What we heard just now, I think, is a very appropriate analysis of what has happened.
Yeah,
what I would suggest is we have to put the current content which we are discussing in a wider context. Let's remember, the maker of the comment and about whom the comment is made, both are not in government in their respective countries. That makes a lot of difference. Yes, this is an election year, and in an election year, every political party will try to take advantage of this situation. And as was just now said by Mr. Rajagopal. I don't think that this comment would in any way help Vijay's prospects in the election. Let's also concede it's a comment on his film, and one need not therefore assume that a comment on a film would impact on elections. But then it's very, very clear that this comment will be used by those opposing him to indicate the type of support or the type of following that he has outside the country. And that would be something very, which would be a little difficult and little complicated to be able to defend for Vijay.
You know, it is a very, very emotive issue in Tamil Nadu, and that's something I'm sure Vijay is very mindful of. A lot of TVK members have been sharing the post largely, not perhaps understanding the repercussions of what such a post could actually mean for the TVK and for Vijay. Mr. Shekhar, Iyer, your opening comments. Do you think that this is actually a body blow for Vijay? The fact that you've got this endorsement from a Rajapaksa?
Well, Akshita, you know, this cannot be made an issue by the DMK because soon after the civil war ended in 2009, a delegation of DMK leaders went to Colombo, visited the relief camps, and then called on Mahinda Rajapaksa, the father of Namal Rajapaksa, who was then the president. You know, at that time, the big controversy was that in the liquidation of LTT, did the DMK government play a part? Did the UPA government at the center look askance when the Sri Lankan security forces completely, annihilated the LTT cadres? And apart from that, many innocent people were also killed. At that time, this became a big issue. So Tamil issue is no longer current. And if they were to make this an issue, it would be it would again fire back on them because although their visit will come, because the delegation that went, it included T.R. Balu, it included Kanimozhi also. They even were seeing felicitating Mahinda Rajapaksa. So therefore, I don't think this itself will become an issue.
Not it may not necessarily become a poll issue, but like Mr. Rajagopal said, it's not a good look for Vijay. You know, the fact that you have this kind of support coming in. But I also want to understand, Mr. Rajagopal, what do you think would have prompted Namal Rajapaksa to take to social media, put out the statement? You know, as much as it's not a good look for Vijay, it doesn't really cater to his politics either in Sri Lanka.
It could be both ways. Vijay's wife is from Sri Lanka. Maybe it was just an expression of goodwill. But it could also be looked at as something where, the Rajapaksas are looking for a kind of settlement with a Tamil government if Vijay happens to be anywhere there in the government after 2026. So it could also be termed as a strategic move. So I think if it's to be looked at as a strategic move, I think it's high time Vijay openly, rebutted this and comes out clearly saying that I don't support the statement at all.
Do you think it's an olive branch?
It looks like it because Rajapakse did extend an olive branch to Jayalalitha and we rejected it.
So you're seeing something similar, but I think the difference largely would be that Vijay is not in power. This is going to be, his poll debut in a few months from now. So it's interesting that Namal Rajapaksa has chosen to jump the gun and go ahead and extend that olive branch already. Dr. Sandeep Shastri, how should Vijay really attempt damage control now? You know, it's not in his hands who comes out and wishes him well. It's not in his hands who puts out posts endorsing him. But in such a situation, this isn't something that's going to, work out in his favor. So how do you think he should actually be addressing this?
Akshita, 2 points. One, what has happened in the past on these matters need not really be a mirror on what is likely to happen this time, because today's political context is very, very different, both in terms of Tamil Nadu and in terms of India's global reach and its reach out to its neighbors. So I would make that preliminary comment. What should Vijay do at this stage? I think
we've lost the connection with Dr. Shastri. I'll go back to him once we're able to re-establish that link. What I will add here, however, is that yes, politics may be different, Mr. Shekhar Iyer. The politics of Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka may be very different from what it was, let's say, 5 to 10 years ago even. But the situation is still the same with regards to the emotions involved with Eelam, with emotions with regards to the LTTA or with Sri Lanka. So in that aspect, and when you look at it from that particular aspect, you know, perhaps the best strategy for Vijay right now would be come out, clarify, speak out, whether he accepts this kind of endorsement.
No, well, that would be what I would say a prudent approach. But we must understand one thing: there's only one leader who can benefit from this, who can make an issue out of it. That is Seaman. Nam Commission, Nam
Yeah.
Commission Kutchi leader Seaman. He is the only man because he has been consistently, talking about the atrocities committed on Tamils under the Dravidian party rule. He is the only one who can make out. And one more thing, Akshita, this is not so much about Mahinda Rajapaksa looking about relation between India and Sri Lanka, and then no. This is purely business interest. Rajapaksa family is heavily invested in films, in the film industry, and I would not be surprised if they have investments in film industry in Tamil Nadu also promoting some films. This is more of a personal friendship guided by business interests. That is the reason which has happened, though it does not augur well for Vijay at this juncture. But then, as I told you, DMK leaders have been, they have been guests at Rajapaksa's place at the height of soon after the war. So they can't make a big deal out of this.
No, but you know, you look at it from one aspect, which is that Namal Rajapaksa, I'll read out what he said. He says, Thalapathy Vijay has always been one of my favorite performers. Fine, maybe that's his personal preference. He says his journey in cinema and the energy he brought to the silver screen are truly special and unforgettable. As he closes this chapter and steps into a new journey, cinema will definitely miss his presence and vibrancy. Wishing him nothing but success and the very best in everything that lies ahead. So, you know, it transcends beyond cinema here. He's making a reference to the fact that Vijay is also entering politics, which is dangerous territory for Vijay if Rajapaksa is actually referring to the fact that he's entering politics. Dr. Shastri, we lost your connection earlier, but just to the point you were making about how politics in Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka is very different. Yes, it's different, sir, from 5 to 10 years ago, but I think the emotions still are very raw on this issue.
Beyond a shadow of doubt, Akshita. And to respond to your other question you raised, if Vijay were to control whatever possible damage could come from this, I think he should encourage his supporters not to make it a major social media issue.
Yep.
He will have to handle this very carefully as part of his campaign, because fan following on the hand and political support on the other, there is a very, very thin line of distinction between the two, especially in Tamil Nadu politics. So while it may be a fan supporting his favorite actor, people will not look at it only that way, especially when that actor has got into public life. So this distinction between films and politics, especially in Tamil Nadu, I personally believe does not hold good.
Your final comments, Mr. Rajagopal, on what we're seeing right now. You know, if this was any other Sri Lankan politician, perhaps may not have triggered as much buzz. The fact that it's a Rajapaksa is perhaps what's made this headlines, because we know the kind of relationship that's been existent between Tamil Nadu politicians and this family.
Yeah, there are a few names in Tamil Nadu which are aboard. One name is Pulakesi and the other is Rajapakse. So, I mean, I don't think anybody connected with the Rajapakse family would be welcome in Tamil Nadu. And I think we are looking at a situation when closer to the elections, politically, it is the ADMK which will benefit from this statement because the ADMK took the right stand. The DMK and Congress were very much in power when all these atrocities took place. And well, maybe Seaman can also get some brownie points, earn some brownie points here. But overall, I think it's it's a political advantage for the ADMK and a disadvantage for Vijay.
Okay, Mr. Rajagopal, Dr. Sandeep Shastri, and Mr. Shekhar Iyer, thank you very much for joining us with your views on this. Whatever said and done, the fact that TVK is sharing that widely, considering it an endorsement, that most definitely is going to backfire, considering this is a Rajapaksa who's coming out to back Vijay. Absolutely bizarre.